What's going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here, bringing you this week's episode of What's New TW. Got a bunch of stuff for you today. As you can see, we got rods, we got reels, a bunch of kayak gear. So if you're into kayak fishing, inshore fishing, this is going to be the episode for you. So first up, we got a couple of new Buzzbaits from Picasso. So pretty similar looking Buzzbaits. There is some differences between the two. The first one here is the Rusty Squeaker Buzz. So as the name implies, the Rusty Squeaker Buzz, it's got a pre-rusted rivet right here that holds the blade on. So a lot of people go out of their way to specifically get that rivet rusted or to get it roughed up to get that squeaky sound. So Picasso is doing all the work for you and you're getting that awesome squeaky noise right out of the box. This one's got a .041 wire or .040 wire, and it allows you to bend this arm and get the blade to come around and make contact with the head. So not only are you gonna get the squeaky noise, you're gonna get that blade clacking on the head if you want as well. So you're gonna get kind of a 2-in-1 combo. Super loud buzzbait. It's got a Mustad Ultra Point hook on it, a planer head design. So it gets right up on plane super quick. Just an awesome buzzbait by Picasso. The second one we got here is the one I'm most excited about. This is the new Martens Hog Snatcher Series buzzbait. So a little bit more beefed up. So it's got a .050 wire, so just heavier gauge. Again, just like the Rusty Squeaker, you can flex this wire and you can get it to where the blade's gonna make contact with that head on every rotation, or you can bend it up and get a silent version if you want. What's cool about this buzzbait is the hook that Aaron designed on this. So it is a tall, wide gap hook, but it's relatively short than most buzzbaits on the market. So you can run it just the way it is, put your favorite trailer on there, run it without a trailer, whatever you like, and it's gonna remain relatively weedless with that single hook on there because it's a little bit shorter than most of the buzzbaits. But since it's shorter, when you put your favorite trailer hook on there, your trailer hook is not gonna be super far behind the skirt and, you know, out past the legs of your trailer and just kind of be hanging up and stuff. It's gonna be right where you want it to be. So, you know, anything that Aaron Martens designs, he spends years meticulously getting everything right and just perfect. So you know when you get something with his name on it, it's ready to go right out of the package. They got some awesome colors, some cool different blade combinations I haven't seen in a long time. You know, chartreuse, red, gold, all that kind of stuff. Check out the new Buzzbaits from Picasso. All right, the next couple we got here. So you're still doing some topwater fishing, throwing Buzzbaits, throwing toads. We got some new frog hooks from Berkley. So these are the Berkley Fusion 19 frog hooks. We got them in an unweighted and a weighted version. So, you know, the unweighted version, doesn't matter. You put any frog on it, go through open water, over mats, anything like that. If you're looking to push down a little bit more on the mat, on vegetation, you might want to go with the weighted version, or you're throwing a little bit lighter frog, adds a little bit of weight, and it actually keels your frogs a little bit better. So just a much better option than throwing like your standard, you know, single EWG hook. With a double frog hook, they're gonna hold your frog on there a little bit better since they have a twist lock and stuff. It's not gonna rip apart as easily. And then you got 2 hook points. You're just gonna get a much better hookup ratio than you would with a single hook. So if you still got some topwater action, if you're down south, you know, your topwater season never ends. If you're up north, you probably gotta wait till next spring. But if you got some toad fishing to do, check out these new hooks from Berkley. All right, we got a couple new finesse jig heads from Flatlands. So Flatlands just came out with this new VMC Weedless Ned Head and then a VMC Weedless Football Ned Head. And what's cool about these is it's a completely, you know, completely weedless design, unlike most Ned Heads on the market that are just a straight open shank, you know, jig hook. And the reason that they went to this VMC hook specifically is because it has a longer throat on the shank of the hook there. And what that does is it allows you to get those plastics actually, you know, up in the bend and actually, so you can actually rig them straight and rig them correctly. Some of the hooks that other companies use, that throat section is super short, so you can't actually thread that much of the bait onto that area and able to lock it on there in place. It's really difficult to get everything seated correctly and make sure your bait's gonna line up straight so you can rig it correctly. With these, you're not gonna have that issue with the VMC hooks. Got plenty of gap there, so everything's gonna line up just right. So they got the regular Ned Head and the football head. These football heads are cool for going over, you know, rocks and stuff like that. It's gonna help you not get snagged as much. Just, you know, cool little weedless Ned Heads. Right now is the time to be throwing those things. It's starting to get cold, and the finesse bite's gonna get, you know, better and better as the season goes on. So check these out from Flatlands. All right, if you're looking for some new weights, we got a bunch of new weights from Titan Tungsten. So we got everything. We got, you know, these barrel weights for Carolina rigging, drop shot weights. We got these in cylinder and teardrop and I believe a round ball. And we have, nail weights for doing Nico rigs and wacky rigs, stuff like that. We got punching weights. So the punching weights specifically have the collar on there for adding your own skirt. We got regular flipping weights, and we got worm weights. Got all the different weights you would need from Titan Tungsten. What's great about their weights is they have an exclusive patent pending Titan coating on there, so they're not gonna chip or fade or anything like that. So they're really tough and durable. They got a polished through hole, and then most of the weights actually have the weight stamped on the side there. So when you're trying to figure out the difference between a 1/2 and 5/8, or anything that's relatively close in size, if you got them mixed around in your box or anything like that, you're not going to have any issues knowing what weight you're using. So they all got the weight stamped on there on the side, just making it easier to identify that you're getting the correct size weight. All right, just got some terminal pieces. If you're a kayak angler, float tuber, fishing from shore, and you need some small tackle boxes, be great for tucking in a backpack, anything like that. We got the new Gamakatsu G-Box Pocket Utility Boxes. There's a couple different configurations in the interior, so a couple different layouts depending on what kind of divider system you would like. Either way, these are gonna be great for just carrying small bits of tackle, all your terminal stuff like hooks and jig heads and weights and those sorts of things, small jigs. These are gonna be awesome. I'm gonna pick up a couple of these for trout fishing for sure, just to throw in the backpack, hold all your little spinners in there, and they just keep everything nicely organized, and they don't take up a lot of space. Perfect for going out fishing ponds and you just need a few different weights and hooks and stuff like that. These are gonna be great for any type of fishing where you need to really save on space. And speaking of saving on space and kayak fishing and that sort of thing, we got a new life jacket from Onyx. This is the Onyx Movement Torsion Paddle Sports Vest. So I've already tried this thing on. It's super comfortable, and I'm bummed that I don't have one yet. These are gonna be great for kayak angling. I've worn a full-size life jacket when I'm kayak fishing, and it is not the most comfortable. With this vest, it's got these wide shoulder straps on there that are adjustable, so you don't have all that vest material up around your neck, and just not very comfortable to sit in. And the back has got this mesh material that's made to sit above where your kayak seat is at. So you're not going to have any problems, with your vest being too uncumbersome on your kayak. And the way it's cut right here in the middle, it gives you a lot of movement with your arms, so you're not going to have any problems paddling. Super comfortable. They got mesh pockets on here with drain holes in them, so you can put your baits or whatever extra stuff in your pocket. And they've also got a marine whistle, so emergency scenarios, you need a whistle. There's a whistle included. They got reflective material on it, so if you're looking for new kayak specific paddle sports vest, this is going to be the one you want to check out from Onyx. All right, next up we got a bunch of awesome reels from Penn. So if you're going to be doing any kind of saltwater fishing, inshore stuff, anything like that, these reels are going to be what you want to take a look at. So the first two, we got a couple new spinning reels. I personally have a couple old Penn spinning reels I use for shark fishing and backpacking, and they're absolutely bulletproof. So Penn makes their stuff to last. So we got the new Penn Battle 3, and then we got the new Clash 2. So they're both built with a full metal body, CNC gear technology, so everything's super rugged, stays precisely aligned. You're not going to get any kind of grinding, anything like that. With the Battle, you're going to get a 5+1 stainless steel gear system or stainless steel bearing system. And the Clash, you're going to have an 8+1 stainless steel bearing system in there. So incredibly smooth, saltwater resistant, not going to corrode, anything like that. With these reels, what's great about them is we got them from everything from, I believe, a 2,000 up to a 4,000. They have the braid ready spools on there, so you're not going to have any kind of braid slip, nothing like that. These things are going to be great for, you can do some bass fishing, go out to the bay, do some redfish, calicos, bay bass, anything like that. They're going to hold up and they're going to last for years and years. All right, next up, we got a whole series of casting reels. So we got the new Squall and the new Fathom. Same thing, these got full metal bodies, CNC gears, brass main gears in here, so they're going to be super tough, going to hold up to a lot of abuse. And we have these in a bunch of different sizes. So these are the 200 sizes, so we have them in 200s, 300s, and we also have them in the big 400 sizes, as you can see here. So if you're looking to throw big swim baits, going chasing after redfish, rock fishing, anything like that, where you just need a lot of line, just using heavier line, you need more line capacity. All these reels have oversized spools, and they actually have line capacity rings on them. So if you got a fish on the run, you're gonna be knowing when you're getting down to the bottom of the spool, you're not gonna have to guess. So super cool feature. On the big 400s, they got the double power handle, and the high speed ratio has a single power handle. And on the casting reels as well, the different gear ratios, they come in different color coded accents. So the high speed's got black and red, the low speed's black and gold. So you can get a bunch of different reels in the lineup and have them on your deck, and you're gonna know which one you're picking up with the right gear ratio. All right, and if you're looking for a rod to go with any of these reels, St. Croix has got you covered. We just got in the new Mojo Inshore series. So these are awesome rods St. Croix is putting out. These are built on their SC3 carbon blank with their IPC technology. So super light, really well balanced blanks, extremely sensitive. Some of the cool things they did on these Inshore series, specifically on the casting, is they have a mixture EVA to cork handle on there. So extremely comfortable. Balances out the rod really nice. It's got the nice foregrip on there, so when you're battling those real big fish. It's also got the rubber gimbal on the bottom, so you can put these down in your rod holder, and especially with a big reel, your rod's not gonna bounce around and damage your rod or anything like that. It's gonna hold in there really nicely. For the guides, they got Sea Guide stainless steel guide frames with aluminum oxide inserts, so they're not gonna corrode. They're gonna hold up to heavy duty braided line, and when you got fish that are peeling lots of drag, they're not gonna fail on you and get worn down. Fuji reel seats, just all the best components, so make sure you check out the new Inshore series from St. Croix. And then if you're looking for a travel series, we just got in the new Avid Trek. So these are actually built with the same blank technology, the SC3 carbon and the IPC technology. So just same thing, super lightweight, really sensitive. What's unique to these rods is they're a 3-piece travel rod, and what makes them such a great travel rod is their ferrule is an ultra slim design. So unlike conventional 2-piece or 3-piece rods, if you use too big of a ferrule, you have too much material, rod blank material when you connect it, and you're gonna have a hard spot right there in the middle of the rod. Everyone's experienced this with old 2-piece rods, 3-piece rods. You kind of get flat spots in the blank. These Avid Treks do not have that at all. When you put it together and lock it in place, you can flex them, bend them, and the rod perfectly bends all the way through the blank. You don't have any of those issues with flat spots or dead spots. So it fishes just like a 1-piece rod, which is great. That's exactly what you want on a travel rod. Is you don't want to sacrifice your sensitivity and overall feel. Nice cork handles, Fuji reel seats, and they also come with a travel case. So they got this hard carbon travel case that comes with the rods. I believe there's 6 spinning and 1 casting model. So it got about, just about everything you need for doing any kind of travel fishing. And this hard case is gonna keep this rod fully protected. So if you're on a plane, you're going backpacking, whatever you're doing, your rod's gonna be protected and not get damaged when you're going en route. So have a nice travel rod. They're gonna last you years and years, backed by St. Croix warranty. Just a phenomenal travel rod. It's really, stepping up having the travel accessibility of having a really premium rod to go fishing with. No more cheap telescopics from the sporting goods store that cost like 10 bucks. So that's what you want to have right there. All right, and if you got all these new rods, need somewhere to hang them up, we got new rod racks from Piranha Rod Racks. So we got their new, their vertical rod rack, and then we got this horizontal one or overhead, I'm sorry. You can use it overhead on the ceiling, or you can put it horizontal on the wall. These are built out of steel, so they are heavy duty, and they're vinyl coated, so they're not gonna damage your rod blank, and they're gonna keep everything nice and snug in there and not moving around, and just overall not scratch up your rods when you're putting them in and out, especially in the overhead ones. These vertical ones with this tapered slot design on here, the rods just slide right in there and lock in place, and you don't actually have a bottom piece of the rod rack. And with this design, you can actually stagger your rods up and down vertically and stagger the reels so you can fit more rods in a smaller amount of space than you would if they were all perfectly lined up on the ground, where the reels make it, you have to space your rods farther apart to accommodate for the reels. When you stagger them with this design up and down vertically, it just saves you way more space in the garage. I know I have a pile of rods, and I'm gonna switch to this kind of system instead of having 10 feet of rod racks that go across the garage wall. All right. That covers it today. Everything except this new sweet shirt from Salty Crew. So if you're getting some new saltwater fishing gear, might as well get your new Salty Crew shirt. So we got the new Sneak Attack shirt with the Cast, Smash, and Dash logo on it. It's got an awesome bass chase and a bluegill swim bait. We got this in a shirt and a hat. We also got a bunch of new shirts and hats from Salty Crew, so make sure you check out all the new stuff that we just got in from Salty Crew. All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of What's New at Tackle Warehouse. For more information or purchase the products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most excited about.